Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to do another budget with me, obviously if you couldn't tell from the little intro. And this is the second paycheck of the month that I have to try and get my finances together. I've been a little proud of myself because I've been able to keep my spending down. If you can't tell, see, not as much scribbles as it was last month. And there haven't been any unbudgeted expenses except for like paying to park in a parking garage during one of my daughter's events. I've been able to sink about $100 in my 5 leftover sinking funds, which includes my homeschool fund, my Christmas present fund, my daughter's fall winter clothing, the auto fund for any auto emergencies that pop up, and my daughter's birthday party. And since most of those are in December, I have some time. I did end up using about $8 from the homeschool fund to pay for a book for a book club for co-op. Despite me spending a lot of money that I'm putting into my homeschool sinking fund, I've sunk about $100 in that fund so far this year, and my goal was $300. So I'm not doing bad on that front. I'm hoping I'll actually be done before August. At least I should be anyway. This round's paycheck is along the lines of last round's paycheck, so there isn't much difference there. And again, I had to make sure I got a couple hours of overtime so I can make it over the $1,000 mark in order to be able to cover all my expenses, my student loan payments, and to be able to give myself, a meager allowance to curb those urges to impulse shop because I will. And it sounds really silly to give yourself an allowance because, you're a whole adult and this is your money that you're earning and spending your time earning. But I feel like that's necessary in order to help you keep your spending under control, to keep your budget on track, and to just, treat yourself every now and again. It's your money. Like, you need to give yourself something to justify you working whatever you do, whatever your job may be. As hard as you're working to earn this money, you should, give yourself some to spend on yourself. Now, all I have to do is actually remember to take that advice because I have a tendency to not spend money on myself. Again, I suffer from the martyr mom syndrome, but yeah, this week I actually have to. I need to buy myself some new work shoes, which I need to buy every 2 months or so because I walk an average of 40 miles per week at work. So I go through shoes relatively quickly these days. Probably because they're not the most, expensive. But I've tried like super expensive brands, super cheap brands, and the super expensive ones last just about as long as the inexpensive cheap brands, and they're not comfortable on my feet. Like, I remember I bought a pair from Skechers, I think, and man, like the shin splints I was suffering for something that had memory foam in it. I don't think it had a good memory. I'm pretty sure it had Alzheimer's for as uncomfortable as those shoes were. But anyway, one of you guys commented last time in my last video that how I'm budgeting here is how they pre-budget, and I think that that's awesome. For me, this is my whole budgeting method for each paycheck. Like, I don't like complex systems, anything with extra steps. I don't do cash envelopes, I guess. I guess I should for my sinking funds. That would make sense. But when it comes to like withdrawing all my cash and putting them into certain, cash envelopes every month and then depositing it every single time I need to pay a bill, like that doesn't work for me. Like, it just doesn't. The cash part works for my allowance, but it does not work for paying my bill, since most bills are paid online anyway. So I just watch how I spend. Like, I check my account regularly. So I don't have a need to take every single dollar out that I earn and put them into separate cash envelopes, because I know where my money goes, because this is how I budget. And the cash that I do take out is just for allowances only. If cash envelopes is what works for you, then you do that. If a spreadsheet works for you, then you do that as well. Whatever works for you to be fiscally responsible with your budgeting, with your money, because your time that you're spending to earn that money, like, it's valuable. But technically all these things that I'm doing can be done on a spreadsheet, but I'm a pen and paper type of gal. So I'm always more than likely going to be budgeting on a piece of pen and paper, because that's just what works for me. And it also helps that I carry this pretty much everywhere I go. It's a part of my everyday carry system because it's in my wallet. So I can see exactly what I'm spending, where I'm spending, how I'm spending it all the time. But this is pretty much the end. This is my budget. Instead of sinking that $58, I'm throwing it towards a student loan. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. It's right there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Until next time, bye!